Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Final Show Films. I'm Sen, your executive producer. I want to thank you all for tuning in. I particularly want to thank our $25 tier supporters over at patreon.com/fsfilms. Those being L, Trevian Alexander, Samantha Bates, at Waterflame. Thank you all for over the years. Watching live, please sit back, relax. And we're live. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Gran Terra Shadowfront, the final day. I keep forgetting to add when I do this part. I'm Sen, your game master for the evening, and joining me looking at 5,000 hogs is Nikki.
20. Hi, everybody. It's me, Nikki. I'll be playing your Goblin Rogue Scuzz.
Hang on. For some reason, the audio output capture is like capturing you and then not capturing you. Capturing you and then not capturing you. And I don't know
Is it because
why.
of my mic? Is it because of my mic?
No, I think it's because of OBS, because I can hear you fine.
Okay.
Anyways, it's working now.
Scuzz. Goblin. He's funny. I'm funny. Hey.
Correct. And also joining us, one of the eight ways to divide France is Mara.
One of the what?
One of the 8 ways to divide France.
Okay, I'll take it. Hi, I'm Mara. I'm playing Titania Valkorian, Archdruid, Eladrin, one half of something, 1/3. Hang on, there we go. There's my math.
But
Does it say a half? Oh no, what happened?
is he as effective at dividing France as the Maginot Line? That is the question.
I don't know, but
it's a low bar. But
we also have the most commonly spoken language other than Spanish by state. Craig.
Hello in Esperanto.
This is getting interesting.
I am playing Grumman Bellmender, a Dwarven Way of the Drunken Master monk, and a new cleric. And I just know Scuzz is going to figure out that lock.
Aw.
And also joining us is the mystery country to the left of France, Holly.
Okay. Hi, I'm Holly. I'm playing Vesvia. She's a tiefling chandler.
All right. I'm just looking.
Please hold as Sen tries to find
another one.
I love these. And one of the locations Johnny Cash has claimed to have been in, Shawnee.
No. No.
Yes.
No.
Hi, I'm Shawnee, and I'm playing Valda Stonebeard for now.
And
Reno, Chicago, Fargo, Minnesota, Buffalo, Toronto. That's as much as I remember.
The international community, Jeremy.
Okay. The least international. I'm Jeremy, and for some period of this time, I am playing Sin, Changeling Warlock.
Oh yeah, I should probably update the overlay at some point. I don't even know that ready. I'll figure that out while y'all are dramaing.
Yeah, you'll have lots of time.
And flying east of Michigan, Dakota.
That's
Weird.
Factually inaccurate.
Yeah, it's like being
utterly untrue in like every regard.
Every sense
No,
of
guess
that.
it depends on how far.
That's true. Yeah, if you go really
technically
east.
Everything is east of Michigan.
It is.
Yeah, I'm Dakota playing Ithram Valar, Hobgoblin War Wizard.
And the confusing continent, Jack.
Okay. I'm Jack. I once spent a month in West Taiwan. I'm playing Gent Minar, the half-elven Triggermancer Spellslinger.
And when last we left off, tensions were
Black
high.
Lives Matter.
Oh yes,
Transracial
thank
human
you.
rights.
Black
I
Lives
forgot
Matter,
it last
We
time.
did forget it last night. Black
It's
Lives
okay. I
Matter,
was so
transracial
upset. I
human rights.
forgot to say it.
It's all right.
Also, the stream is powered by
Sorry, by
Sirenscape.
Sirenscape.
Also,
Eh?
and also be sure to spay and neuter your Ted Cruz.
I do not like that man, Ted Cruz. I do not like his far-right views.
I do not like him here or there. I do not like him anywhere.
When last we left off, tensions rose high as Galadir took what he claimed to be his and cut ties immediately with Sin. And the party wasn't really fond of that. So we pick up.
That's one way to
That is
describe
the shortest
event.
possible way to explain that.
I feel like that level of recap requires like the Seinfeld guitar afterwards, and then we go into the actual episode.
Gallagher did a thing, and everybody regarded it as a bad idea.
Yeah.
Reminded me of a really bad musical I was in. Anyways.
You're
boy.
welcome.
Oh my gosh, I know what you're talking about. Because it popped in my
It
head.
was
too.
a bad
No,
idea.
no, don't. No, I will hurt you.
Anyways, so currently, Gent and Valdeth are holed up in the barracks at the entrance to Coralholm.
Coral.
And the rest of you are in the core market in spending the night in Vespia's chest.
Or outside of it.
Or outside of it. And we had just left off with Gent indicating that they would see tomorrow. Is there anything anyone is doing before you go?
Nope.
As mentioned to you previously, Valdeth is unattuning from the Mage King's Helm and reattuning to the Dracolich Spine Blade in case she needs its ability to fly tomorrow.
Good to know.
Where is Sin?
Somewhere getting ready to sleep, I would imagine.
Would Sin be in a room?
Sure. Yeah, I forget that. Are there rooms in this?
Yes, there are rooms.
Yeah.
Okay, then yes.
It's either 4 or 5.
I can never
rooms.
remember.
All right. There's a there would be a knock at Sin's door then.
Come in.
Grummond opens the door and walks in. Sin's sitting is Sin like tucked up in bed? How does Sin sleep? Or what is Sin doing?
Oh, Sin would have gotten up before they knew someone was walking in the room.
You're
If
not
you
like,
had snuck in, this would be a very different conversation. No, they would be. If there's a chair in the room, they'd be sitting on that.
all right.
Grumman, what can I do for you?
Grumman walks in, and if the chair is occupied, Grumman will walk over and sit on the bed. I've been pretty quiet since everything happened earlier. I just want you to know that you're in a different position than you were. I know that's going to be frustrating.
Sorry, what is frustrating?
Being in a different position than you were. Seems. I mean, is it? I guess I should ask because I wasn't here, but I did watch the episode. But it is common knowledge that Sin no longer has that link with Galaxy.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe they may have yelled it at one point.
I think it's common knowledge to everybody but Gent. I am pretty sure Gent is still in the dark on that one.
Oh no, you were told by Mara.
Valdez
Tanya.
told Gent. Or to
Valdez
Valdez told
Valdez
Gent
did.
that.
Oh,
Valdez
Valdez
told
did?
you.
Okay, all right.
Uh-huh.
One of the
That's
two
why-
definitely did. I remembered that.
Yeah, Valdez. That's what Valdez said. You know, we're probably not going to have Sin for much longer either if you're leaving. And it's like, why was that? Because Sin lost their powers.
I've got fairly recent memory of what it's like to be severed from something important to you. And he just kind of holds up his hands and turns this way and that.
I think, Grummond, I very much appreciate the thought. But you're making a couple of assumptions here. One is that I valued my magical abilities as anything other than what I would value a particularly useful dagger. And two, that this isn't exactly what I expected to happen. I didn't expect him to take it from me. I expected him to become a god and then for me to say, I'm not working for you anymore, and then lose it.
I think you also might be making some assumptions here as well. I'm not coming in to sympathize. I'm coming to say I know what it's like to suddenly be vulnerable. And you've made some enemies. If I was a pettier sort, I'd count myself among them.
If I thought you were that kind of person, I would have left already.
I'm too old to carry grudges, and I'm too stupid not to be fond of you.
You
And I
always
am-
have had your faults. Sorry.
No, you're right, and that's certainly one. But I know we've disagreed, but I want you to know that many of those enemies, if they find out, they're probably going to be looking for you.
I'm aware. I am not. I appreciate this. I am not completely I'm not completely defenseless. I still have this delightful little scepter here that I'm going to need to come to terms with a little bit. I still have other items, and hey, I can jab someone in the kidneys vaguely well. If they think that I'm complete, if my enemies, as you say, think that I'm going to be a hard kill or easy kill, they're going to be mistaken, but I also don't intend to give them the opportunity.
And I think I know you well enough at this point to know that if they do, or if they succeed, you're going to make them choke on every last bite.
That's my hope.
I just want to say, Sin, that you know that you've got family here if you want it. And you know you can stay here and we'll look after you. And I know that that probably sounds like a worse fate than any other death that might be waiting for you. So I just wanted to remind you that you've got people to watch your back. And when you choose to ignore that, I wanted to tell you to watch out for yourself.
I appreciate all of that. I genuinely do. This is not my only reason for absconding, but you all have quite a big task ahead of you.
Aye. And you've helped me keep that in mind and put that in perspective.
Yes.
So from
I was willing to do some, let's call them morally questionable things to you to ensure that it happened. And it would be very hypocritical of me if there is a point that my being part of this group as a whole, if not the Steelhearts, became a potential detriment if I did not remove myself as I was willing to remove you.
Let's not forget we met each other in the first place because I had spent centuries with my loving family. And I just couldn't fucking take it anymore, and I buggered off in my retirement to live by myself in an igloo over a ruin in a hive. So I just want to say I get where you're coming from. I just remind you to look after yourself.
Thank you. I most certainly will.
I'll let you get some sleeps. Be careful.
Of course.
If we're both still alive after we're done saving the world, or in the ruins of whatever's left of it, you owe me a pint.
Fair enough.
I
mean, let's
slap
be
his
honest.
hands on. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Let's be honest. You're running out. You're running off on quest to destroy Trinelli at this point. I will say hi to your family for you when I stop by.
Please do. Don't forget, you're an investor.
I'm aware.
In the Feywear. He slaps himself on the knees as he stands up. A little popping sound from his joints protesting. Right. Well, I'm off to get some sleep. You try to do the same.
Yep.
Goodbyes. And he heads out.
All right. Anything else for the knights? Vicky?
Because Grummond assumes he's leaving overnight, even if that doesn't happen, whenever Sin leaves the room, there's a little bag with food packed outside the door.
Of course.
Damn it. That's it. Just in the night. Fuck. Shit.
Knock on the door. Are you women, son? Or on the wall, rather.
Love it.
Yes, Dad.
Don't stay up all night.
All right. So,
Okay.
how are watches being done if they are?
Well-
So
I'm sleeping.
Sounds like none.
none watches, all slip.
Titania is watching when she isn't having to do the trance thing. She sleeps. But yeah, she is like, I think it takes her a while to fall asleep. I think she tries to get up early. So like
You only need 4 hours of sleep, so you can keep watch
the
rest of it.
middle is not covered, but the two ends of the night.
I think
Gent will rig up a barricade to whatever room he and Valdeth are in to try and
Yeah.
basically block the door from the inside.
I think we've all been lulled into a sense of complacency by Vespia's chest.
It's a very warm and comfortable and dry chest.
Never gonna get old.
Nope.
Okay. So, you're all drift off to sleep. Ghent. At about still very dark, but not quite what you estimate to be dawn yet. You hear the very, very quiet sound of movement coming through the barracks. Very, very quiet, not like any of the constructs around at all. And you're sort of like startled, just that soft, different, odd sound just sort of startles you awake.
He'll go out to investigate.
Valdeth still asleep.
Okay.
So you exit. And
Right. He'll very carefully like remove whatever piece of furniture or something was in front of the door.
Yeah, as you sort of exit the room that you've barricaded yourself and Valdeth in, you see picking their way very carefully so as to not draw too much attention. Sin.
Look over your way. Ah.
He'll unbuckle the belt, drop the Emperor's Virtue inside the room, step out in the hall, and close the door behind him. Off so soon.
Best now before. Look, I've already had one person come and try to talk empathy with me. It's just
up for a conversation that doesn't really have any empathy.
That would be a delight.
He'll kind of crack his knuckles a little bit and step over to where Sin is, away from the door. Valdeth mentioned that Galadir fucked you over a bit. And you didn't get the last word on that one, unfortunately.
Yes, he I assume he knew what I was going to do and decided you can't quit your fire.
I see. Well,
end result's the same.
I did want to clear the air a bit and explain. I don't think that what happened was done with any malice on your part. I don't want you to be under the impression that I feel it was thoughtless, as you know, but I don't think you did it with the intent of the end result that happened. And for what it's worth, I apologize for losing my temper.
Apologize for threatening to murder you.
Well, you know,
things happen.
About half the people that I meet do that eventually.
This is true. You have a good way with people.
I have a practical way with people, and they don't like that most of the time. You have everything you need getting out?
I will be fine. There are, I have things that I can use to get free of here without too much difficulty. Yes, I will be fine.
Gent wants to look Sin over. Does Sin have a link pearl?
No, you guys have never gotten Sin a link pearl.
No.
Okay. Yeah. He's gonna yank his out.
He's never been a Steelheart.
Right, yeah. Mm-hmm. And hold it out. Stay in touch. All right?
I suppose I will need it for when you, assuming that I am in battle shape, when you guys finally decide to fight the god, you might need this dead fucker, so sure. Because I'll take it.
If you head back towards Taram, there's my cousin, Darren Minar, is apparently still operating in the area. She's clever, and she's good with tools and that sort of thing. Might be worth looking up if you need some help.
Well, good to know. I will keep that in mind. Considering what we know of Taram, that is literally the last place that I will be going.
Understand.
But should I
unfortunately find yourself in the area?
Right. Fair enough.
Also, for what it's worth, if I had become a god, I was going to make you the offer to show up at least once a year, probably on my birthday, and let you punch me in the face a few times.
Well, in that case, I hope you become a god.
Excellent. Good to know.
What are your plans? I'm curious.
Well, my agency's been removed by one of my spouses, so I'm sticking around.
Fair enough.
But
Good. I'm glad.
I feel I'm a bit redundant, honestly, at the moment. There's only apparently a few things that can help with this situation, and I've got the peak of mortal intellect and a gun, which is roughly as effective as, a pointy stick.
I mean, sure, in a fight, but you do know you offer more than that, right?
Well, I mean, tend to be one of the more tactically minded folks around, but regardless, it's been made clear to me that I'm not allowed to go off by my own.
Well, no, none of us should. We just do it anyways.
Present company included, some of us are better at it than others and would be less likely to get in trouble and not have a thought of a way out of it. You, me. Grumman doesn't really think. It's just he's annoyingly lucky.
No. Grumman's good. Grumman has his flaws, but he's legitimately good at that.
Yes. I'm just saying that his ability to do so is not based on his scintillating intellect.
Well, I'm sure they will be happy to see you back, and that, if nothing else, is going to be something they need. So, good luck. If you need killing a god, let me know. Need
Will
help
do.
killing a god.
And if you find anything helpful while you're out there, please call and let us know. We're going to need every fucking hint we can.
Absolutely.
And Gent just sticks out his hand.
Yep. They'll hold out and shake.
Allies and friends. I want you to know that's how you're walking out of here.
Always.
Excellent. Safe
Even
journeys to
when
you.
I threaten to kill you.
Look, it happens. All right, I need to get back to sleep.
All right.
Meanwhile,
And Gent will sidle his way back inside.
meanwhile, Grumman's having a dream where books are saying mean things about him and just can't understand what they're saying.
I was definitely picturing, like, it's like you think about like Grumman, talking about Grumman, and they're just interspersed with shots back in the chest of Grumman trying to make breakfast, and there's like fire going. Grumman's like, "Oh no, my beard!"
But a sinless morning dawns on the Steel Hearts.
Thank you, Jesus.
Oh, don't worry.
There
is sin. Don't worry. There is sin coming.
That
just a
is
different
very
kind.
amusing.
So not the original
else.
sin.
Yeah, no, not the original sin.
So not Eve. Bummer. I love her music.
Tanya's
It's nice to know that there's sin coming.
Again.
Oh.
Well, Tanya, what are you doing?
Titania is her season has switched. We're in summer now. So
oh no.
Oh boy.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
What color is her hair today?
See how long this character lasts.
It's like bright green. At this, like it's like darkened a bit.
Scuzz puts on his
Usually
sunglasses.
like a bright, like fun, yeah. She's gonna come in for breakfast, and let everyone know. They're going to meet us. They stopped. I think. I don't know exactly where. But on the way out. So.
What season were you in before?
Spring. She's been spring. Not has it been the whole time since you met
I think it's been
her?
the entire time since we got back together.
Since we've gotten back together, for sure.
Grumman is like in the process of bringing over a hot chocolate and sort of stops, looks at Titania, turns around, puts the hot chocolate down, or actually probably hands it to Scuzz,
Thank you. I was about to like, you just see a goblin hand come over the counter and grab it.
And then turns around and comes back with a mimosa with a little umbrella in it.
Wait, can I have one of those too?
Because it's not even 8 in the morning. You can have 2.
No, just the one, because I'll be double fist, and he's got the scalding hot chocolate in one hand, and then an ice cold mimosa, and it's just, it's like a chocolate orange,
Sweet.
a boozy chocolate orange.
His mouth opens like a trash can that you
Nikki-
step on.
Yeah.
Nikki, you've never been more of a goblin than you are. The problem is I can see you do it. I can see you, the person, doing that. Like
I would absolutely. Holy on. I'll be right back. I'm gonna goblin research real quick.
So, how was your night?
It was good.
Okay. Any word from the spouses?
Yeah, they've stopped on the way out of the city. They're going to meet us this morning.
That's good. Did Sin take the bag?
For food, yeah.
Okay. Grumman says, so
Where's
Sin's
Sin?
gone. I think Sin's left us.
Okay. When?
Sometime overnight.
That was a loaded okay.
It was.
Titania.
I think it was a rough day yesterday for everybody, but so I think they're going to be looking after themselves.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Are you doing all right?
Yes.
Insight check, please. Do I
Sure.
even need to roll one?
Roll insight.
Fine. We'll see what we can get here.
Oh, that's a 25. I don't know why my thing's not on.
Oh, okay. I had a 17. So, I mean, like, she's not fine. She's stressed. That's probably just the most accurate way to do it. She and like has not decided what, like, yeah, she doesn't seem like she wants to talk about it. She's stressed out and she doesn't want to talk about it.
So, so which way are we heading this morning then?
Well, I'll see if. Where exactly are you on the earring?
Message come. Valdeth and Ghent, you are awoken by the buzzing of Valdeth's.
No, Valdeth and Sin get this message.
Well, Sin's thing will buzz. Yeah.
Yeah.
But Valdeth and Ghent, you are woken by the buzzing of Link Pearl. By Valdeth.
That's fair.
Valdeth will put it in.
Where exactly are you?
Morning, love. We're in the barracks on the way out.
Do I know where that is?
The way that we came in from with the where we met the big giant fucker and Proper.
Right. Okay. I'll have to confirm with the rest of the group, but I think we're heading there soon.
We'll meet you there.
See you soon.
See you soon.
I don't remember how the link pearls work. Did the rest of us hear that?
You can target. So with link pearls, you can target as many other link pearls as you want. The only time you hear it is if you put it in.
Yeah, she would have targeted toward those two. I imagine she says stuff out loud. I don't think it's like a silent thing.
No, you have to vocalize with the message.
Yeah.
It's not
Okay,
telepathy.
So you heard her side of the conversation.
Ooh, how far did they get?
To the barracks.
All right. Well, shall we have some breakfast and head to the barracks then?
Yep, I'm good.
My teeth feel funny.
Oh, they'll do that. Did you remember to brush them?
How many mimosas has you had?
I only had the one, but then I literally mixed hot chocolate and a cold drink together. So my teeth are not happy.
You watch one of Scuzz's teeth fall out, and then
Incorrect.
3 seconds. Well, then 3 seconds later, a new one right back down.
Like a shark.
Like a shark.
Yeah, like a shark.
Like a shark. Yeah. All right.
That's the only way I can think of that Scuzz keeps all their teeth. The new ones just come in.
I imagine goblins have teeth like sharks.
Yeah, that seems accurate.
Canonically,
like
in
goblin
Gran Terra,
sharks.
goblins have teeth.
There
like
are
sharks.
goblin sharks.
There are.
I know.
Gilbins.
They suck.
They're terrifying. I love them.
Gilbins are great.
I'm ready to go.
Hey,
Okay.
You all know a Gilbin. Well, at least most of you do.
Ithram and Vespia up yet?
I feel like it's
Ithram wakes up after, like Vespia will probably wake him up, but then he'll immediately try to start doing his morning calisthenics routine. And yeah, with a
Vespia
5, it's not
pushes
very
him
great.
back down. Like as soon as he tries, she will just push him back down.
I don't think I'm ready for resistance yet.
I tried to sit up. I only did one and I couldn't get up.
I don't think you're ready for any of this yet. I'm going to get you food and then we will see what's going on today.
Any of this or any of this?
Just
Can
pulls
you
out
at
his
least stand
spell book
up?
and starts preparing his spells.
Can you at least hold your book?
Yeah.
How long can you hold your book?
Like his strength is the human minimum. He's not like completely paralyzed at this point, but
Yeah.
Just everything is tremendous effort.
Yes. No, I'm just imagining, like, he's just exhausted. So, like, he can hold it up, and then, but after, 5 minutes, got to put it down on a table.
Have you ever seen a small child like pick up something that's larger than walking across a room?
Yeah.
Ithram can't do that right now.
Aw.
To give you an idea.
You're a toddler.
So then
Aw.
Vespia will go downstairs into the kitchen to get some food for Ithram.
There's like a big protein shakeout.
Bulk up, yes.
Morning.
So how's
It's
he
literally
doing?
just beef that's been put through a blender.
He is slightly better than yesterday.
literally his lift capacity, the thing that he can just sort of lift up off the ground, is 45 pounds.
Yeah.
Nice.
And how,
A small child. Yes.
how are you
He's-
doing?
I'm fine. I'm all right. How are you?
Check.
Yeah, 45. He can lift 45 pounds off the ground. He weighs more
24
than
again.
45 pounds.
He can carry
Hey,
45 pounds. His deadlift is actually twice that. It's 90 pounds.
Oh, okay.
Still.
So a heavy
she's
Sorry.
she's not hiding anything, Grumman. You can tell she's stressed right now.
Bartender skills
For
to work.
Vespia,
Wait, what'd you say?
I said a mimosa for Vespia.
Yes. She'll grab it. Vespia will look at Titania. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I can turn into something that can carry us all to where they're at the barracks where we ran into that giant tower thing.
Mm-hmm.
They should be fine there for now.
Is it a
Dude,
dragon?
It would be
Mara, I will remind you that you wanted to well.
Yes. Yeah.
It would be greatly appreciated. He cannot walk on his own still.
Okay.
Also, no spells, right?
He can do spells.
It's not killing him anymore.
She will kind of roll her eyes at that one. He says he can do spells without killing himself.
Didn't he sort of almost die yesterday?
Yeah, he did. Yes.
It was like the first time we met.
Factually speaking, he can now cast spells without damaging himself.
And
Yeah, I
he's
mean,
got a
Grumman
sick
doesn't.
tattoo.
It's pretty sick.
Oh, how did you first meet, Scuzz?
Oh, with that, I mean, I joined the Still Huts like normal, and then one day I was like, I want to learn magic like the cool people in my group, and I learned Mage Hand or Prestidigitation. I think it was Prestidigitation first, and I was so good at it, my nose would bleed every time I casted it.
Oh, so that's sort of an Ithram style of thing then. He's passing along to people.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? Ithram doesn't know how to cast Prestidigitation.
No, so casting it whether it physically damages you or not.
Yeah.
I have the notes for Prestidigitation. I just never read them.
The Venn diagram for Ithram and Prestidigitation is two separate circles.
Yes. I wanted to ask Grummond,
Right?
when do we want to do anything to seal this place off or close it? I don't know. I had a thought last night.
All right. You mean to prevent other looters coming in before we can get back and properly go through it?
Or because this is a graveyard city. Sort of. I don't know.
I mean, it is for now. I was with them at the time they passed through and saw the memorial of the mended bell.
Y'all haven't
right?
actually passed through that space yet.
Mm-mm.
Oh,
No.
That was
no,
just
Valdez saw that running through after Ghent.
Yeah, that's in the transient residential area.
Yep.
I mean, you think sort of as a... You think its time is over then?
I don't know. That's not my decision to make. I think that's yours or Valdez. But your family came from here, didn't they? You said they founded it?
I think so. Way back, or those that used to be Bellmenders, or those that were Bellmenders before we were Bellmenders. I think so, at least. Thank you, Titania. I appreciate the thought. I think you're right. It'd be proper at least to bring Valdeth in on the discussion, unless you've already talked to her about it.
No.
Well, how about I let that percolate while we travel out today?
Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate. It's a nice thought.
I'm going to get ready to travel. She goes outside.
Do you need any? Oh.
All right. So, as I understand it, the idea is to turn into a dragon and carry everyone on your back.
Yeah, if I feel like Titania would have been keeping track of like door sizes. Is this the thing I can get out?
You'd have to shrink back down in order to get through the tunnels.
Okay.
But shift changes concentration. You can shift back and forth.
But once you're out, but while you're in the domes, there's plenty of space to fly.
Yep. Yeah.
So it'd be fly to a door, shrink, walk through the door, turn back into a dragon, continue flying.
Yeah. So when folks are ready, she'll change and get prepared. Actually, one other thing, when she's out there, she just wants to send a quick prayer to Dagoth and be like, "Hey, are you still alive?"
You get a sense of
Mark
Rye. You get a sense of
and
Rye amusement
there
at asking the god of death if he's
exist-
still alive.
Are you still in existence?
The fact that you got a sense of Rye amusement seems to be evidence enough.
Yeah, she still rephrases it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you sort of get just like a positive from it feeling.
Okay.
What does Titania look like as she prays? Like is it a how does she pray?
She kind of just sits on the ground. If there's any dirt, like she wants to be in connection with like earth, so she'll probably go and like kind of sit down there. It's just like, you know, she crosses her legs, kind of sits there. Mostly it probably just looks like staring into the middle distance. She doesn't really like do much of anything. It's not like the ritual stuff she does. It's more just
Titania sits down and just dissociates for a little bit.
Is this something that you think would be identifiable to Grumman, who knows her fairly well at this point, has traveled around with her as
yeah.
Right.
Yes. Yeah.
Grumman is sort of like coming out, having packed things up, and sees Titania and goes, "Oh shit! Right, devotions. We good? We good. All right, let's go." Nope. Sorry.
That's your god being like, no, we're not good.
I was
Hold
gonna
on.
say,
Hilarious. Yeah,
fucking
Marta's
timing.
like,
It was
That's your god
unreal.
fucking calling you and be like,
Good.
bro.
I've got time to chat, bro. Seth, what's going down?
That timing was unreal.
That was great. That was great.
Why did you become a priest? Well, I got the call. No, for real.
Yeah. Red dragon this time.
All right.
Red.
There is now a red dragon in Coralhome, and
Hilarious thing is my replacement character would have also been associated heavily with Marduk.
We'll see.
Titania's like, I'm not done with you yet. The day's not over. You all gather, you fly. Mighty dragon beats swings across the sky.
Well, down to like a horse size. You go through the doors.
Beats its wings across the sky. It's snowing in Mount Fuji. Sorry. A haiku.
Kent and Valdez, what are y'all doing? Are you waiting? Are you trekking back to meet them somewhere else? What are you doing?
Wait.
Yeah, so probably stretch. There's now alongside her typical katana, which is sitting at her side. There is the Dracolich spine blade is on her back right now. And she sort of stands up, looks around. Should we meet them at the door?
I suppose we might as well.
She'll walk back to the door to the transient market and just sort of wait outside.
Gent will do his normal scribing tiny little runes with an eyepiece into his ammunition and stuff while we wait.
Go ahead. Anyone who wants to that's riding on the dragon's back, the dragon can as well. Make perception checks.
We find what my dragon gets, or it would be my wisdom, wouldn't it?
I think with shape change you keep yours, or does you get the higher?
Do you smell them with your dragon snout?
You retain your wisdom, but you gain those of the creature. But I already have wisdom or like perception, so I'll just do that. 21.
It's hard to spot as you're flying, but all of you except for Grumman see a large monument in what looks like a graveyard below you as you fly. Drummond, presumably preoccupied, trying to figure out what particular kinds of shots he's supposed to do for his daily devotions.
Drummond's asleep.
Drummond's just asleep. But you see a large, what looks like a large fractured bell, in a graveyard.
Ithram will
Dad,
slap.
Dad,
Yeah.
Dad, wake up!
Hey.
Dad, wake up!
Hey, I just
Bank.
piston
And you all slide sideways.
Slightly.
Dad, look, it's the bell! Dad, look, it's the bell! Ah!
Roman, after
Are you heading down towards it, Tanya?
I'm kind of like doing a
Circling around
circle,
it?
but I'm not going down unless someone indicates
Okay.
it.
And to our left, you see the Bellmender Bell, correct, and
as
desolate.
so you're circling around and you're seeing this.
what's that down there? Was that? Hey, Tanya, can you get us any closer? Come on.
Tight
Spiral
spiral,
down.
tight spiral.
Oh, okay.
Spiraling. That's a spiral sound.
I thought that was
As you
No.
as you the tighter the spiral, the faster it goes. You're all starting to get motion sick now.
I don't wanna.
No, sort of fluff.
All right. So
I don't land on it. I land off to the side.
So yeah, you land next to what appears to be a monument that, in Dwarvish, speaks of the binding of a community, the reconciliation of some terrible grievance between the Iron Hands and another dwarven clan that refers to the mending of bells.
Drummond will sort of slide down and then slowly moves over towards it. Can I learn anything more from it?
Give me a an investigation check.
Oh boy.
We'll say that's for translating the older Dwarvish language.
Do I get my dwarven stone sense here?
Yeah. We'll say that.
All right, cool. I'm also gonna guide myself.
Nice.
So this will be plus 11, I guess, or plus 10. No, plus 11. All right, so that'll be a 28.
All right.
Actually, a 29.
Is it?
Sorry.
Yeah, it should be plus 12.
Okay, yeah, it
Yeah.
did add a d4. It added a d4, but it didn't show it. Oh, no, 14 plus 4 is 17. Okay, yeah. So yeah, you gather. This doesn't go into detail about what the conflict was. It seems that they're very intentionally not going into detail about it as sort of an idea of letting the past stay the past, but memorializing the good rather than the bad. But it seems to basically be a conjoiner, a tribute marking the fallen, basically a sign of a promise between the Iron Hands and this other clan that they would henceforth be known as Bellmenders. And there is a little bit of a like a phrasing along the bottom, where it basically says the hands in much more flowery Dwarven language, which is how you know it's an older dialect, because modern Dwarvish doesn't tend to be very flowery.
Yep.
May the hands that forge weapons of war henceforth only craft the trappings of peace. Effectively, how it reads. It seems that this was also the part of the reason why the Iron Hands dropped the name Iron Hands was because they were giving up weapon manufacture as a trade.
Grumman slowly walks up to it and reaches out. And what is it made of? Is it stone?
Brass.
Brass.
It's made of a very well preserved brass. It doesn't have any of the patina you'd see on metal.
Grumman reaches out and puts a hand on it, feeling the
It's warm.
brass under his hand. Warm. Is there a vibration or anything to it?
If you tap it, there is, but like it's just like it's oddly warm. It's like it's been sitting in the sun for all day, even though it's morning and there's not a lot of light. I mean, there's light. The light's not natural though. Yeah.
And just quietly he says in Dwarven to himself, "Break it, bend it. Bellmanner's gonna mend it." And turns around and he's got tears in the corners of his eyes, and he looks at Titania and he says, "Well, we certainly can still talk to Valdeth, but I think I know what my answer is gonna be."
The dragon nods and will put down the wing for like.
And as you
get back up,
as you say that, Grumman, you all there's this solid doom
ooh,
that just rings out from the bell behind him.
Okay.
Grumman smiles and looks back and says, "Don't worry, these holes will ring again.
You
I
see,
promise."
when you look back, you see what looks like it almost looks like a fist print indention in the bell, but it's paint. And you recognize the sign of Marduk.
Marduk's calling.
Grumman just kisses his knuckles where he's got his tattoos
Aw.
and sort of then taps into his forehead and towards the bell, and then climbs back onto Tanya very non-gracefully, but as this little moment at the bell, and then it's just like,
help, I'll help.
"All right, we should probably get going."
Gus takes Grumman's hand and pats it, and he's just like, that bell also would make a really good bucket.
"I know!" Big hug. Just grabs him, full on sobbing.
And the dragon takes off.
Tears falling into the sky.
As you head to meet up with your erstwhile companions, that is where we're going to take a quick break. So if you're watching live, please stay tuned for these commercial messages, and also remember, when we take our break, you take your break. So stand up, stretch your legs, move around, do whatever you need to do, and we'll be back in just a few minutes. We're live, or we're back. A dinosaur
A dinosaur story.
Dinosaur story.
Drag queen story.
Yeah.
And I'll
Sorry,
tell
that's
you
right.
who, Shani. People who were a fan of William Makepeace Thackeray.
You're gonna have to
The writer.
elaborate on that person.
They're a classic writer.
Are they?
Yes.
What'd they write?
Trying to remember the book specifically, or
I
but
bet it's
there-
the
no, he was a British novelist.
I bet it's the
fucking
equivalent of people calling their daughters
Vanity
Hermione.
Fair. Jesus Christ! I was like, it's the name of that magazine.
I do enjoy. Not that it nulls and voids the concession, but I do enjoy whenever somebody says such and such is a classic, and you ask, well, tell me about it, and they can't actually pull the information out of their brain.
Right?
It happens to me all the
Yeah.
time, and it's like I like seeing
Like
it happen to
sometimes you
others.
When you're like, oh yes, it's very Dickensian. From which book? Not A Christmas Carol. That's what I know.
Anyways, after
Before
a few
break.
hours, a red dragon swoops down towards the barracks of the that marks the exit / entrance to Coralholm. And I'm going to let Mara tell me what happens next, because I don't know if she's going to land or eat them.
I land.
Okay.
But like close and kind of smoking a little bit.
Darling, do you think
No,
she slept
I
like that?
land and I make sure everyone's off. And then I shift,
Bombardment. No, I'm just kidding.
and then I shift back. Hi.
And the gang's all here -1.
Oh, 1 sec. Gotta do this real quick.
Good morning, darling. You sleep all right?
Yeah.
If you guys are waiting for me, go ahead and go back. I'm dealing with a thing with my dad's stuff. I'm here, but I'll be muted.
Nat 20 to see how
I mean, it
Titania's
doesn't
doing
look
with
like
the
she's.
whole summer thing and all.
I mean, you can tell that one. She's definitely shifted, but she hasn't done it a little bit. She didn't sleep great. She isn't rushing towards you, either of you either. She's kind of just standing there, like waiting to see what this is, what you're going to say.
Didn't drop by this morning. Gent will come over and actually stand next to Titania if she's just kind of standing there like stiff.
Okay. Oh,
Well, just past midnight, probably.
okay.
I gave them my link pearl so that they could stay in touch. So
Okay, good. That's good.
and Valdeth has made it known that I am not to leave.
I didn't say you couldn't leave. I just said that if you're going, I'm going with you.
There were conditions on my leaving, and Valdeth refused to accept them.
I feel like that's supposed to be a compromise.
No. When someone says they want to go off by their own, you respect their agency and you let them do it. That's a rule, Scuzz. Remember that going forward, please. If they're going for personal reasons, you let them go for their personal reasons.
For the most part, yes. In this particular case,
Darling,
This is
we've had this
extenuating
conversation and I
circumstances.
don't wish to continue it in front of other people.
Valdeth.
So, what are our plans?
Do you still want to leave?
I believe the window for that has passed.
It hasn't. Not in my opinion, anyway. Valdeth, if she doesn't want to stay, it's not going to make it better.
That may be, but
Regardless, I find myself in an adjusted frame of mind this morning, and unless something drastic happens, I'll be here. Drastic, like I need to go off on my own to save someone that we care about's life or something like that. I don't want people looking over their shoulders, wondering if they're going to wake up and my bedroom's going to be empty.
Do you still want to go and find the...
Having spoken with Sin last night, to an extent, yes, but unfortunately, it doesn't feel like the pragmatic choice at this point.
Would like to insight check that.
Okay.
I'm going to use my inspiration. Let's see if we can get that higher. Yeah, 30.
With a 30, Gent is... There's like a 3 or a 4-way tug of war in Gent's brain right now.
Okay.
And emotionally detached, tactical, small picture Gent is winning right now.
I think we need to have this conversation still. Titania turns back into the dragon. Get on.
Gent
going
will
someplace
find
private.
a spot.
I'm assuming that was directed at both of them.
Yes.
Yeah, so Valdeth will also climb on.
And she'll fly a little ways away, basically so that we are not within, like, even if we're yelling at each other.
Oh, the dragon, the triad fly off, and the rest of you are stood there twiddling thumbs.
I'm back. I'm sorry.
Ithram's fooling around with a spell book. He is.
Vespia's next to him watching closely.
His spellbook is a sphere with lines on it.
Mm-hmm.
Nice try, Scuzz.
Little magic runes popping out. He does have a physical spell book.
Yeah, but isn't that one cursed or some shit?
No.
Okay.
No, he has the spell book that he copied everything into his Crystalline Chronicle. This is just the most updated one.
Cursed is such a strong word.
But yes, I do still have that one too.
Right.
You must sign the terms and services. Yes,
It's
yes.
a really good
Nobody
spellbook.
reads
It's
those.
just not currently being used.
Yep.
So, you land elsewhere.
Yeah. Back
Back.
down.
Mm-hmm.
There's a moment of Gent going, Gent and Valdeth going,
A little bit. I meant what I said yesterday. If all of us get to make our own decisions in the world, we have made promises to each other, but that also does not override the fact that we are 3 people. I think you still want to go, and we are heading in to a fight for the fate of everything. I don't know what the best way to do this is, but I've lived my life so far saying that if I can't make decisions for you, either of you two, Valdeth, if he wants to go by himself, then that is his decision to make. You can follow.
It's also my decision to make
Yes.
if I am going to follow him.
Yes. That is true for her too, Gent. Do you still want to go?
If I were to go, darling, I would want to go by myself. It is one thing for a person with a level of agency and self-determination to say, I wish to be alone. It is an entirely other thing for a person with self-determination to say, I demand that you stay with me. One of them is setting a condition and a boundary for oneself, which everyone has the right to. The other is saying, regardless of your preferences, I am going to require you to behave in a way for my own comfort and peace of mind. I would say the two desires expressed by Valdeth and myself have fundamental, very basic differences between them, but that is a method, that is a discussion of ethics and philosophy and a whole bunch of other things that at the moment I feel are best set aside and need to be addressed at a time I am able to step away from my own personal senses of independence currently. Because Valdeth did make some valid points that there are still things I can contribute to the Steelhearts immediately and in the near future that could possibly be helpful. And so, with an evening to consider, and having spoken to the person whose actions initially incited this whole fight, I am choosing to stay. And I love you, and I am committed to both of you. This is collective. But I own neither of you, and neither of you own me. We are committed to each other. We are not each other's possessions.
Counterpoint. Regardless of your agency, your actions have impacts on other people. The decisions that you choose to make influence other people. And you choosing to leave on your own, again, without choosing to even say goodbye, would have left me inoperable.
That is a possibility. But darling, when you go through life, you must understand you're responsible for your own actions, not other people's reactions.
And that's
You
true.
cannot put that burden on yourself, or you will.
Funny enough, that's part of being a leader, is considering how other people will react to what you're going to do.
Oh, yes. Consideration is valid and necessary. I did not make this choice initially without understanding the scope that my actions might have caused. But you are strong, and despite what you think, me wandering off on my own to pursue my own objectives would not have made you incapacitated. I have a
Also-
year's worth of proof on that.
Also, the conditions have changed. He is saying goodbye now. Possibly.
No, darling. This is, I don't want to say devolved because that makes it sound insignificant. This conversation is not pretty. I'm staying. I've made that choice. That's fixed in my mind at this stage. Right now, we're having a talk about, I think, principles of interaction in relationships and making sure that all of us are on the same page on how we see our marriage.
And frankly, if you'd said, I need to go walk out for a day or two and I'll be and I need to clear my head, that's one thing. But what you said was, I want to go out and confront a fucking god.
Yes, I've woken up with that sort of thought in my mind every day for the past 2 years.
Oh, so have I. Not by my fucking self.
No, by myself. That has been my intent for quite some time, that if it comes down to it, I believe that the tools existed where I could have made enough plans, enough mechanisms, and had all of the power necessary in one hand to handle Ternalian. That is the sort of strategy that I've had every single day for the past year and a half. If it comes down to it, and there is one person left standing, can that person be empowered to handle this threat? Because it very well could come down to that. That is where my mind has been bent. If we have more people at our backs, excellent, but we cannot afford to put a plan in place where one person couldn't succeed by themselves if we need to. It is too big a gamble.
Are you willing to let it get to that point?
Yes, this world will not survive Ternalian's reign. And if all of us have to pay an ultimate price in order to get one person to his throat and slice it open, literally or metaphorically, you know what I'm talking about, then the 8 to 10 or however many of us it is that gets to the palace steps against the existence of a world, that is a cheap price to pay. But again,
I don't think you can
contingency
reduce
upon
war to
contingency.
calculus.
Titania,
Yeah.
while they're going back and forth, you feel static.
What do you mean?
Just like a background static to the world.
Okay.
Behind your eyes, behind your head. You don't know quite what it means. but every hair on your neck stands up.
Yeah.
Something is wrong. You don't know what, but something is wrong.
She's going to start casting divination.
Valdeth looks over.
And I, the player, missed Valdeth's last statement, which was...
Oh, shit. I don't think you can reduce water calculus.
Okay.
What is this? I'm feeling something. Can you
So
tell what this is?
you get... Yep. You get flashes. A massive web of light engulfing the world. And you see Ternalian and Alfenbar on either side of it. And then you watch as they swap places. And you see that that flash shifts, and you see Ternalian standing in a harvest field.
Fuck.
And then the vision ends.
When you say swap places, was he swapping into the world? I think I'm correct me if I'm wrong.
They were translocating across the barrier.
Yeah, but
But which one was on the inside and which one was on the outside?
Yeah.
At the end of it?
Ternalian was on the inside, and Alfenbar was on the
now
outside.
he's outside.
Okay.
And then they flip. Yeah.
Ternalian is going to kill. What was Argon? Do I have anything that is attuned to that plane?
No.
We better get a move on then.
We're losing too many cards.
Make an insight check, Tanya. You didn't get. You got a sense of. You got a sense of surprise, but you also got that vision.
Okay.
When the others died, there was no warning.
Yeah.
You imagine that Argon sees this coming.
Okay.
So it's not necessarily going to be a god aware is a god that's not going to die without a fight.
Yeah.
So you don't know if it's going to be instantly in 5 seconds Argon's dead, but it definitely seems like war is being brought to Argon's realm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. He's going there.
All right. I suppose we'd better.
We're going back to the rest of the group now.
Yeah.
I am.
I'll come with you.
Back into
Dragon again.
I think it's technically I don't think I have this long, but
Dragon.
Get back to dragon.
Yep.
Get back.
Dragon
as we climb back up onto the dragon,
Okay.
Gent actively tries to sit behind Valdeth.
Mhm.
And just has a hand on her shoulder the entire time.
Excited
back
for what sits on the back, and then at the opportune moment just drops off, going, "Woo!"
Wow. Wow.
No.
But to follow up her last statement to Gent, she says, and if you allow the possibility for that in your mind, you open up a chance for it to happen. As far as I'm concerned, he dies with as many of us alive as possible. and there's no other option.
Gent just kind of laughs a little bit. I'd like that.
The rest of you that are waiting, are you doing anything while you're waiting?
Yeah, I'm doing something. Hold on here. Let me just roll that real quick. Didn't mean to roll it twice. Sorry about that.
Ooh, a 35.
It was a while. You kept going.
Guidance. Guidance.
D4. Add it, quick.
Getting...
Oh, don't! I didn't mean to do that. I won't get it with the D4. I know the number I need to get. I know the number I need to get. Or I think I know the number I need to get.
36 doesn't do it.
36.
No.
Drummond is watching with all the interest of an adult watching their child, like an adult.
It's the equivalent of watching your kid solve a Rubik's Cube, but it's not the regular, like, 9 square-sided Rubik's Cube. It's like the
16.
The David's star, 3D star looking Rubik's Cube. It's...
Yeah. I was gonna say it's the equivalent of like of watching parents watching their child play Game Boy, but like my parents' age, who were like
yes.
greatest generation era.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so they know that it's amusing in theory. They have no idea what the fuck is going on.
Yeah.
So you're still fiddling with the lock. Haven't quite gotten it. The locksmith is watching you with growing concern. As that number gets higher.
Concern of the goblin or concern of the lock?
Just concern.
No, I want to know. I want to know.
Insight check.
Insight check.
Give an insight check.
No.
It's just
concern. Yes.
Excellent.
There could be a sigh of relief every time he goes, fuck.
As soon as we land.
What level of are you anything other than 20th level rogue, Skuz?
I'm a 20th level rogue.
Can't you just declare something to be a natural 20 once per day? Or is that only attack roll?
I can, but it's funny this way.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
It's a fun bit.
Beautiful.
I want to earn this.
I do. I genuinely do. Because something fun happens when I unlock it.
Gonna say,
Skuz dies.
Why? Sin? It's a surprise for the audience.
It's an explosion. No.
Sen.
The lock is a grenade.
Ternalian has headed to Argon's realm.
What? No?
Yes. Like 2 minutes ago. She knows he's coming. Do you have anything? There are like plane shift spells, but it's outside of the...
It's a multi-stage process, but possibly we need to get Ithram outside the bounds of this city so that he can actually translocate us somewhere. And then probably Kor would be our best bet in order to acquire something that would be...
Yes.
Your gun, Gent.
Actually, yes. And Gent looks wildly pleased and slightly embarrassed and hands the Emperor's Virtue to Ithram.
He's gonna mark it with the Mark of War. Sin's great sword that I'm sure they're carrying is now just a regular magical greatsword.
oh no.
Yeah, exactly.
The sword that they cannot wield because they are not strong enough now.
Yep. Yeah, so now it has the Mark of War. And he's just going to see if he can, while he's holding on to it and marking it with the Mark of War, see if he can kind of like at least impart a little bit of like a, hey, another god might need some backup through that. while he's marking it. I don't know if that's something that
To
could be done.
Voltaire?
Yeah, to Coltier.
I go.
I know all about gods. 21.
You get a sense that he already knows.
Okay. That's fair. That would make sense that the god of war is aware of the current battlefield. I would hope.
Somewhere there are drums.
Yeah.
Just drums.
You also,
does
you also,
does
you
the
also
mark
get
of
a
war
sense,
do anything mechanical to the gun?
Yes.
Okay.
You also get a sense that to Coltier's mind, tactically, rushing into where he is now is not your best.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
He doesn't seem to think. You sort of get the impression that Coltier thinks that there are things you all should be doing other than.
Not him specifically, Coltier, like, can probably
Yeah.
go do things that he wants, but
Okay.
the party.
Yeah, the party.
Um,
Coltier's going to go fight Ternelli in a field. What are you talking about?
God on God violence
good.
is indeed happening.
Good.
Fuck you, man. I do what I want.
he'll hand it back and say, I believe Coltier is aware of the situation as well. He may offer aid.
Good.
Mechanically, damage done by this weapon bypasses resistance and immunity.
Okay.
If it's not already, it's considered magical now.
Pretty sure it was magical.
Yeah. And also, you know, in case you ever run out of ammunition, it now has the thrown and returning properties.
Oh, dope! I can pistol whip people at a distance with this shit.
You actually can pull it back.
So it's
can.
equal to twice. The range is twice your strength score for the short range and 4 times for your long range. So you can really reach
About
out and
30
touch
yards.
You can go bird hunting
30
by
feet.
throwing your pistol instead of shooting it if you want.
Wonderful.
I need to silently take them down. Flips the gun.
Just boomerang them in the face.
Just
with the gun.
boomerangs into the back of the head.
So would you see a gun
Last
go
stand,
flying
the
by?
Emperor.
So get out
This
of
is
the
a
city.
Tedior gun.
It's just Git does like
Sorry.
Git does like a flourish that gets out of control.
Accidentally murders a nearby bystander.
Oh no.
Sorry, continue.
The gun spin like over, like up
Yeah,
and down
exactly.
under the
Right,
arm,
yeah.
and then his throw just goes.
We should still get out of the city. Oh,
Yes.
Valdeth. I asked, well, Drummond, do you want to discuss with Valdeth about?
Can we have this discussion moving?
Yes.
Right, of course.
Lovely. And Gent just starts heading right back out of Coralholm.
Well, then, have you seen the memorial?
I did. I passed it by on the way here.
Titania raised the suggestion of laying the city to rest. I'm not sure of your thoughts on it, but having seen it and having felt what it stood for, I think it would do a great disservice to those here if we simply sealed them up. I think there's much here that could be brought back, that could be mended. I think we could bring life and joy and sound and everything back to these halls that's been absent for so long. In time, of course. I know bigger fish to fry.
I agree with you. However, there's one more thing that should be being asked. Valda says as she like stops for just a moment, like and looks around the city and puts a hand to the ground. And that's what the spirits here think. If you will allow me, John, I would like to use Whispers of the Kami to ask the dead of this place.
You ask. Oddly quiet. And you realize you actually realize none of the wandering around leaving. You haven't seen any of them active.
Do I get the sense that the dead of this place have finally been able to move on?
Doesn't seem like there's anything holding them here anymore.
I'd say this place is no longer haunted by the spirits of the fallen. It's no longer a ghost town, no longer a grave city. If it would be built again, I'd rather not forget history. Dwarves build things to last. It'd be a shame for one of the greatest things they built not to last.
Aye. And there's another grand truth, which is that there's always a fucking ton of bellmenders, and we could always use more space to put them in. He will reach out, and if Valdeth will let him, we'll clap her on the shoulder, give it a squeeze.
She'll do the same back.
He nods and turns back to Titania and says, "Well, you married a wise one here. What you say? You all right with that, Queen of the Dead, or however we're supposed to call you these days?" He has a flask out from one of his pockets and is raising it.
Just Titania.
I know. I was just. He kind of looks uneasily over at Valda. Not the time. I get it.
So
thank you for thinking of it. I really do need it.
Yes.
So you get out, you head up, out of Coralholm and up the tower.
Locke, are you following us?
Yeah.
Oh, rad. Great. Cool. You can be here when I fucking open this goddamn lock.
Imagine that Scuzz actually does swear.
Yeah, no, he absolutely swears.
He's getting to that point.
I think Locksmith's like, I wouldn't miss it.
No, he's hoping to miss it.
Grumman looks at Locke, at Locksmith and says, "Well, you weren't one of those that lived here, were you?"
Oh, fuck no.
Grumman smiles at that and says, "Well, if you're with us," and then he stops and leans over to Valdeth and says, am I allowed to invite people into the Steel Hearts, or is there like a hierarchy here, or how does that work?
At this point, I think you're welcome to ask him.
All right, great. And it says, so, I mean, you're we'll be happy to have you with us if you'd like to be one of the Steel Hearts.
Grumman doesn't have clearance for that.
He looks at
Valeth looks over. Valeth looks over at Gent and raises an eyebrow, standing literally next to him.
Grumman looks at Gent and goes, "She said it was okay. I'm pretty sure your wife outranks you."
Fine.
As the acting captain, I'm okay with this particular invite.
So, and of course, I mean, you've just by living here, you've been a bellmender longer than any of the ones I've ever met, or anyone that I've ever been. So, I'd be happy to consider you part of the family too.
Gent leans over at that. You can say no to that last part if you want.
He looks up. I mean, I was in. I guess it'd be your family's jail cell for thousands of years.
Wasn't it a lock that you made?
Yes, and I didn't want to break it.
See, definitely part of the family.
Principle of the matter.
Yeah, exactly.
Look, I put good work into this.
Fuck.
Testament to my craftsmanship. He says,
Twice
thumbing
in
over
one
towards
day.
Scott.
You know she's going to. You know he's going to get that one day.
I hope to God not.
What's
I have faith in our government.
in that? You know what? I don't want to know.
Locksmith will accept an invitation into the Steel Hearts, mostly out of amusement, if nothing else.
Oh yeah.
Does he accept any other invitations?
What invitations are you giving him?
To be a
You-
bellman?
You got invited into the family.
Oh, he sort of skipped right past that.
You
Yeah, I
get
figured.
cool mitts for your hands.
So, your first NPC member of the Steel Hearts.
Yay!
There have been so many people you could have
I
hired.
did
at the
not
Steel
think this
Hearts.
pyramid
I
scheme
didn't,
through.
I didn't think it would. I didn't think it would take this long for you to get your first NPC member of the Steel Hearts.
Wasn't Geist Koenig like technically part of us?
No,
he was our
the one who gave us
supervisor.
jobs.
Yeah, but like
he was our
Every
fixer.
every other
Okay,
adventurer that we
huh.
could have invited to the Steel Hearts was already part of a different Griffin.
There
company.
Yeah.
was a whole fucking tournament plot hook that was completely just ignored and skipped past where you could have
Yep,
gone and
I
recruited
remember that.
people.
Well, it just seemed like they had lives outside of
Those are
joining
always
us.
the classics because
Whereas
it's like
Locke looks like he doesn't have a home if he's not
That's
staying
fair.
there.
Sorry, Jeremy, you were saying?
oh, no, I was gonna say that's just always the classics where the PCs go somewhere and the storyteller just goes crumple, crumble, crumple, whoosh.
Yep.
All right, so
But
Moving along.
the problem is that I don't dangle one hook as much as I dangle a sea of hooks, and y'all it's like
Right.
that.
one of these days I'll tell you that the time we almost made our DM lose their fucking mind
Excellent.
So,
over that.
you get up the tower. Go to open the door. The sound of the waves once again coming back to you for the first time in several days. It's been quite a while. You kind of lost track of how long you've been down there, honestly. None of you having the keen mind feat.
I was gonna say I sure have. Feels like months.
And as you're approaching the door, two things strike you. One's the sound of the ocean outside. Two is the smell of something cooking. Sable, what are you cooking on a fire outside this tower on a beach?
It wasn't a natural born thing. Like it wasn't a beast. It was some monstrosity of some sort, classification wise.
I mean, I'm happy that the question was what and not who.
Right.
I mean,
There is
it
a
could
ship
still
up
be
here.
who.
No. Yeah, no monstro. Manticore. Let's say that.
Okay, it's been a minute. So yeah, the smell of
Yep.
something that smells kind of like it smells kind of like beef, but also kind of like fish, and also kind of like some third yet unidentified protein.
You're thinking chimera.
I know.
Okay.
Manticores smell weird.
Just want to make sure.
It's the poison
Croco-
in their butt.
Look, crocodiles smell like chicken and fish, and they are not an amalgamation of multiple creatures.
Hey, did you guys know there's a thing called a chicken of the mountain, but it's a frog?
Yes.
Mountain chicken
Yeah,
is a type of frog. Yes.
Hold on, let me. Did you guys know that there's a thing called the chicken of the mountain, but it's a frog? Just Scuzz popping up.
That's so interesting, Scuzz. Where did you learn it?
I
Let's
ate
go
a
to-
frog and it tasted like chicken, and then they were like, "Oh yeah, that's why we call it the chicken of the mountain."
I'm going to be honest. If someone had asked me where did the name come from and what do I think Scuzz is about to say, pretty much exactly what I would have guessed.
Lepidactylus
Hello.
phalanx.
He says,
Endangered frog.
Wings
So
are
as
out.
as they
Yeah.
as they open
Before you say hello,
as they open the door, and
You
see,
might want to know what they look like
and
first.
see
Please, yes.
about a reasonable 60 feet away from the door.
Yeah.
You see a fireplace with what sitting at it and what around it.
Like a fireplace or a fire pit?
Like a fire pit.
Fire pit.
Like a
Okay, I was about to be like,
Because
did you set up like a living situation?
Cobblestone. No, just part of a living
Brick and
situation.
mortar.
No house, just a
Just a
fireplace.
Just the fire.
Fabricates
No,
one-
not
Nice
just the
dry stack
fireplace.
chimney.
The living room, the living room furniture,
Right.
and the fireplace, but no walls.
Right. Just a
walls,
sitting
no
room set up outside of a building.
On a beach. Yeah. Okay.
On a beach,
Right, in the
exactly.
sand.
Fanciest fucking pavilion I've ever seen.
If this person isn't an archfey, I'm going to be very disappointed.
A bonfire.
Right.
Yes,
Mhm.
yes.
A campfire.
There's not much there. There would be bag with stuff, that holds her stuff. Just sort of sitting off to the side next to the collection of stones that she's probably grabbed and dragged over. So there is a place to sit. She looks up as you guys come out. Sort of stands up. She is Goliath in form. Is about 7'3", a little bit under 300 pounds. Muscularly built. She has some things that don't exactly look garden variety Goliath about her, though. Her skin is chalk white. She has double pointed ears, sort of like elf ears, but there's two points there.
Yep.
Her eyes are red irises. No whites. Instead, the whites are just bloodshot through and have this dark sort of mottled green necrotic kind of look to them. And she has red tracks down her face as if it's been sort of stained just by blood tears, essentially. Brown hair, it's sort of a burgundy both at the roots and then at the tip and pulled back into a ponytail. She's dressed in a red set of half plate armor, black leather boots, obsidian dagger sitting on her belt, giant maul that she's hefting over his shoulder as you guys come out. That the head is just this sphere of black iron. Shield sitting on the where the her little improvised seat is. She's not picking it up at the moment. And she just looks up and sort of waits for you guys to sort of come closer. She got a little bit of a half smile on her face.
And yeah,
clearly appraising every single one of you.
very clearly,
Hello.
and very clearly, like on a spit, there is what is very clearly a dead manticore that's been like, prepared and is cooking.
Yes, because it's like hello,
Yeah,
but also, ma'am, respectfully, smash. Anyway.
I think, I mean, in chorus, I think we've established, Grumman said, hello,
Right.
disembodied I, a moribund god. Like,
Yep.
everything. Yeah, like in chorus with Scuzz, Grumman is just like, hello.
Visors down to see if there are any illusions in the area or if
Nope.
this creature is not in its true form.
Nope.
There does not seem
true
to be
form.
any illusions, no.
Okay.
And other
Make a
question, I
nature
don't,
check if you want. Get
Yeah.
Tanya.
I don't remember how big this island is. Can we see if the
Nope.
our
Shouldn't be an
boat has
advantage.
gone or any other like
It's a fairly
conveyance
large. Like
Okay.
you're on like a. Let me put y'all back on the. Let me put
Yeah,
y'all back
I don't
on the world
remember.
map.
It's been a little bit.
It's been a bit. for
And
sure.
20 on the nature check
Been a
whenever that comes up.
Uh,
Been a while.
With a 20, you mostly by the fact that you're sort of like running through your brain in a catalog of all the like sort of species that you're aware of, and you're not placing this, which tells you either it's an ASMR, of a heritage that you're unfamiliar with, or some sort of extraplanar entity that you're just not familiar with. You're not coming up with anything else that would make sense.
She
Well,
doesn't
she's
even
not
go
from-
here.
She's not from around here.
So yeah, so you are, yeah, you see, it's a fairly large, it's like a small, like, it's a fairly large island with another fairly large island sort of chaining off of it, where you're at right now, and you do not see the ship at the moment.
When we left it, was it still there? I don't remember. What was it visible when we went down this tower?
Yes, it was visible when you left.
Where's the ship?
Oh, they're probably off fishing.
Left with the tide.
Hearts. That's almost.
Oh,
over
she
the
knows
west.
us.
Oh, that's us. That's us. Hi. Hello.
Oh, good.
You seem familiar with the company.
I hear you want to kill a god.
Yes.
We have some experience with that.
You got my interest.
I'm in.
Oh, great. Have you heard of us?
I mean, obviously.
No, I just guessed the name at random.
Well, I don't
I'll
know.
never
like-
Very
go.
impressive.
Where did you hear of us?
Hmm. A little divination. A little word from the divine entity that I serve.
Oh,
It should be whom?
Well, that's complex. Currently, me, kind of.
I like
My
the statement
blood,
of
rather.
currently as if that was not the case recently.
No, it was not.
Believing in
Sorry.
yourself is very important.
I also have
I'm-
recently discovered religion.
I am being rude and not introducing myself. Stable herd, words. Sable herd slayer. Formerly cleric of Rethel. Now cleric of myself.
Cleric
My
of who?
blood specifically.
Rethorb.
Rethorb.
Okay.
The murder god.
Yes. The sin god.
The sin god, specifically. Yeah, sorry.
There were 2 murder gods.
Mm-hmm.
There always are.
The demon of sin.
Yay, the murder god's dead. Still want that on a t-shirt.
So, is this a revenge thing, or...
Yes.
Fair enough. I mean, Valda sort of looks over at everyone else. I don't know if I think we can turn down aid when offered.
No.
Have you seen the ship that was anchored off of this island?
There was a ship anchored off this island.
Not when you got
Yes.
here.
Yes, no.
I'd like to insight check.
Make an insight check.
I'm really
Oh, I would be very upfront if I just destroyed the ship and murdered everybody. But yeah,
Titania doesn't
don't
know
know
that.
you.
I gotta see.
that's absolutely fair. Please roll in that one.
27.
Okay.
Can I
No,
also
yeah,
do an
that's
insight
honest.
for sort
Okay.
of Stable's whole vibe?
Okay,
it
sure.
kind
You need
of
to
wants-
insight
wants
to get
do the
that?
same thing.
Just to see if it's genuine.
Go
Yeah.
ahead, insight.
I would also like to insight.
Go for it.
15.
As long as that manicore, some of that gets into Scuzz's mouth, you're good with him.
Yep. They're not being. She's not being dishonest in any way.
Just the
Um,
manifest goes.
There is.
Yes, just the manicore. Nikki is thirsty as hell for this character. Scuzz is not.
Fair. There is. It is not hard to guess that she is not a good person.
Mhm.
That's fair.
Just the overall casualness about everything. There's definitely this sense of almost savagery to her.
Yeah.
Very much a saber tooth vibe.
Oh boy.
But she is being very upfront right now. Everything she said has been the truth.
I just remembered who was speaking. You mean the comic book character, not the prehistoric cat.
Well,
Both.
I mean, they have
Yes,
things in common.
The
yes, in
cat,
both
personally.
instances, except for smarter than the prehistoric cat.
I mean, I'm into it either way.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I mean, probably also smarter than the
Sorry,
comic book character. No offense.
I'm just thinking of like the Yogi Bear line of smarter than the average bear, but smarter than the prehistoric cat. Like,
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah,
The one that evolved so hard it couldn't eat anymore.
right.
Well,
That's fair. That's fair.
Don't make the archaeologist mad there, Greg.
I
Is that not true anymore?
So, what's up with you in this mana core that you got cooking in the middle of the beach here?
Tanya's having an existential crisis for no reason.
no, there is reason.
I
also
was hungry. I went and found a mana core.
Are you sharing?
Of course.
Great, because it goes over and he puts a mouth on a paw.
I'm gonna guess that's one vote in my favor.
Grumman's into it. Grumman is like, oh, by the way, Grumman Bellmender, fairly new associate to the Steel Hearts, but with hiring capacity newly.
For one particular individual.
Shit!
It was more of a mouthpiece function than
I'm so sorry. I'm rude. I'm a Bellmender too. My name's Scuzz Buckets Bellmender.
That's my boy.
At that little exchange, Gent just sort of tries to catch Sable's eye and just gives a yeah kind of look. So you know what you're in for now.
This is your opportunity to
Just
turn
a
around
slight
and
shrug of the shoulders.
Valdez sort of looks at everyone. And Valdez Stonebeard, the captain of the Steel Hearts. This is
Pleasure.
And Valdez waits to see if anyone else is going to introduce themselves, and if not, will
Vespia will introduce herself and also ask, how long have you been here waiting for us?
Oh, only a couple of days.
You haven't seen a boat for a couple of days.
No.
Okay.
Maybe.
Well,
You teleport
went off
yourself
to-
here then?
Huh?
one
Yes.
day.
Did you
It'll be one day.
Oh,
Jeremy.
just one
Yeah.
day? Okay, one day.
One day.
Okay.
Yes. I gated myself in.
How did oh, okay. You just answered my question.
And you won the coin flip on that.
Sorry, this is really good. I was distracted.
and Valdez will introduce everyone who does not introduce themselves.
Yeah, you're gonna have to. Titania goes
Charmed
up
all
into
around.
the air.
As a dragon?
No,
okay.
I think that's more.
Deathwings.
I'm gonna
Oh,
say
you've got
it's- yeah.
that's right. You said you had your
Mhm.
wings out. Okay.
She's going up and trying to see if she can spot the ship. Anything? What?
Give me a perception check.
Yep.
If I might, Sable,
By all
what do you
means.
bring to the table as far as practical capacities when it comes to killing deities?
With a 24, Titania, you see familiar sails, or familiar. You see a familiar simian crewmate, sort of lounging in a crow's nest on the other side of the island, next to what seems to be some indication of civilization. Looks like they went around and found a port to wait out when you didn't come back in that.
Okay. Yep. All right.
Sorry, Ghent, right?
It was.
How honestly do you want me to answer that question?
Transparently, if you would.
All right. I have an incredible amount of experience in dealing death.
Hmm.
I am I mean, I don't mean to be too arrogant about it, but I probably was at the time of his murder, one of the, I would say, more powerful mortal divine servants of Rethorb.
And
Mhm.
y'all don't like have club meetings or anything like that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But you're definitely the most powerful cleric of Rethorb in the area, at the very least.
Yes.
No, they have
Because I
club
killed all the
meetings,
rest of
it's just
them.
2 people.
Right.
The cleric of Rethorb and whoever they run into.
Right,
They just
exactly.
they just bring their like teeth or whatever, like I've death dealed this many people, and they're just like, yep, that's more than me. Congratulations. Right. See you
I
next
may-
Tuesday.
If
For
I may
instance-
paraphrase Terry Pratchett, clerics of Rethorb don't have leaders, and Sable is the most powerful of the leaders that they didn't have.
Yes. My particular expertise is in the powers of the blood.
Mm-hmm.
So as long as it is a thing that has blood, I'm pretty sure that I can kill it, and then potentially make it fight for us.
All of that's very
blood
helpful
magic like?
information, but
What was that, Craig?
I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt. I was going to ask a lore question. Please, Jack, please go ahead.
all of that's very helpful information, but well, if I might show a bit of my hand of cards, as it were.
Coming.
And he pulls out the Emperor's Virtue. This is one of the more powerful weapons that has ever been created of its type on this world. And I could shoot a god with it as many times as I wanted in a day, and it wouldn't do a damn thing. What can you do about that?
Just Scuzz with a full mouth is like, does a god even bleed?
And then Craig, what was your question?
I was going to ask about this type of blood magic. What is the sort of vibe of that in general, in at least in the society with which I am familiar?
Blood magic is uncommon, because the physical ether that makes up the bodies of every sentient or every living thing in Gran Terra is itself a form of magic. Like the body is magic, and so it's not unheard of for people to try to tap into that more directly. The using blood as a vessel for it is considered a particularly potent form of that. And it tends to combining the ether of the body with the ether of magic, or the ether of the spirit, I should say, ether of the body, ether of the spirit, tends to basically sort of supercharge magical powers. It tends to also be one of those things that's practiced by a very particular kind of person. And so blood magic has become associated with that particular kind of person, and so most people tend to look down upon it. Depends on, but you get different reactions wherever you go. Like in Tehran, blood magic is blood magic is looked at as gauche. Because necromancy is the big thing in Tehran.
Yeah.
And why use your blood when you can use someone else's, kind of thing. In Avalon, blood magic is like actively spat upon in the streets, kind of thing. So your mileage varies.
Okay, but it's like, so it's more like a status thing than a this is evil thing.
In Avalon, they definitely would think it was evil, and in a large portion of Euskorva, it would be looked at as evil. In Siddhasakare, it's less looked at as evil and more looked at as unnecessary.
If there's an answer, like I assume Swiggle being a tourist town, pretty much anything goes. I'm just trying to figure out, play the character fair.
Yeah, in Swiggle, pretty much anything goes. But the average Swigillian would
Yeah, Yep, there it is. Canon.
Has a demonym now.
I guess I'm asking this, John.
Yeah.
For Swigilian, is it above or below accountancy?
It is above accountancy. For,
All right.
for
As
the
in, not
average-
as bad as
Yeah,
accountancy.
not as bad as accountancy as the average.
We
civilian.
cool. We cool then. We cool. Also, I have been told by my daughter, I'm saying vibe too much. I have
No,
no
you're
idea.
not saying it
Incorrect.
enough.
They're not saying it enough. Yes, absolutely.
Well,
In
I mean,
fact-
obviously, if I've been informed by my child that that's the case, then obviously I'm going to be saying it more now.
Yes,
Absolutely.
absolutely. 100%.
Correct choice.
That's a vibe.
And start
In
using it
response.
in grammatically inappropriate ways.
Fuck
Like,
yes.
I'm pretty
well, I'm
sure
gonna
I
go
was
vibe the
already
car
there.
now.
I'm pretty sure
yeah.
I'm already there.
In response to Gent, well, if you're saying, do I have the dagger of killing a god in my back pocket? No, I do not.
All right.
That said, I did suffer the loss of my god and proceeded in response to pull the power left within him within my blood because I am an ASMR of his people
Domain, yes.
lineage into something strong enough to actually worship and draw these same powers off of. Is that capability enough for you?
Absolutely. And please don't take me
that's not.
incorrectly. Motivation is a significant mark in your favor here.
Absolutely. I understand that. And I understand what you're saying.
But no, if you did have the dagger of killing a god in your back pocket, that would be delightful information to have. But
Yeah,
here we
sadly,
are.
no.
Yeah, I will say when Sable said, "Do I have the dagger of killing a god in my back pocket?" Grumman went, and then
Of course.
no, he went, "Aw."
Of course he did.
In the background.
What was that, Mar?
Oh, in the background.
Yeah.
By the way, has Tanya come back down yet?
No,
I have a. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
she's just staying up there right now. Go on.
I have an extremely long history of coming up against odds that I should not survive and being the only thing left in any sort of anything beyond a paste.
Gent gives Valdeth a very significant look.
All right, what was the sentence that Sable just said?
I have a history of going up against odds that are I can't remember the exact word. I far outmatch me, and being the only one left that is not in paste.
Mm-hmm. And Valdeth at the very significant look, Valdeth looks over at Gent. And which one of us can reduce the other to paste?
It's like, darling, one of these days I'm going to have to try to teach you how paranoia works. And he smiles.
This is an intriguing dynamic. I look forward to sussing out the particulars and nuances.
Well, to get you a leg up, that's our third wife.
Right.
Third wife?
Fair.
Who's the?
Yeah.
Gen's a wife.
I only count two.
We have there are two wives and a male wife.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
This is sort of their honeymoon, so that probably tells you.
I mean, technically.
No, we had that already.
Yeah.
I died at the end of that one. That was
Had one, yes. What about second honeymoon?
What about second honeymoon?
Yes.
Jack, you complete me. You know where I was going.
Hell yeah, buddy.
Amazing. So what's the plan?
Actually, we're one fucking Valdez like pauses for a second and then realizes something. Is like fucking We're down one of the god-killing tools we literally just got.
Yasin was not subtle about that, by the way.
Right. Yeah, no.
He mentioned it to pretty much everyone.
Right.
I'm gonna actually.
Mhm.
I want to say because what Titania was doing up there was doing a lot of staring in the distance and also earring to Sin.
Okay. All right.
Please answer. It's Titania.
Sin,
Tanya, what's up? What's up?
Do you still have the was it scepter? Is that the right word
Yes.
for it? Scepter with you?
I do.
Can you still use it?
I can. When
Have you?
need... Sorry, go ahead.
Have you?
Have I done so since we last spoke? No. I used it a lot when we were in the middle of fighting for our lives, yes. I would happily give it back to you, but I think I have to die for that to happen. I don't know if they'll let me go otherwise.
I can bring you back.
No, you cannot.
had
You
this exact
legitimately
exchange before.
cannot. When I die, I'm going in with all of the other spirits in here until Morath gets what he needs.
And when you hear when Sin says, "I'm going in with all the others," you hear that even over the link pearl, you hear that being echoed and reverberated by 1,000 whispers.
Okay. Yep.
Sin doesn't hear it.
Now, to be clear, if it becomes a necessity, I am okay with that. And should there be any indication, as we previously discussed, that I should be concerned about my agency, I will let you know so you can come do what we promised. But I don't know how to hand it over to you other than to die. When it's time to fight Turnalian, let me know. I will try to.
What are you going to do?
I'm not sure yet, to be honest, but I'm concerned. The reason that I'm leaving is twofold. One, and is the reason why I never, despite many requests, never agreed to join the Steelhearts. I had a feeling this is where it was going to go eventually. At some point, I was going to lose my power because I was going to walk away from Galadir. Or he was going to say, no, you can't quit, you're fired. And at that point, like, I'm not saying that I'm incapable, but unfortunately, some of you people seem to actually have gotten some sort of attachment, and that's a concern when it comes to life or death situations if I'm the weak link. Don't argue, I am the weak link.
You might not always be, though.
That is my hope. Until then, it's better that I'm not there.
I can get you anywhere you want to go, as long as there's a tree there. Could probably figure out something.
I have some searching to do. Look, I went from literally nothing with a sole individual with nothing but scraps of clothes, literally, to the being with the power level that you knew. I did it once. I can do it again. This time I'm just not making any deals to do it.
How long did it take last time?
A while. There are better ways to cheat. I'll figure
Yeah.
them out. You'll all be fine.
I'm not worried about us.
I'll be fine. My first place to go is to find
You asked
something of
me to
non-detection.
keep.
Oh,
You-
yes. No, that.
I want
did
to
you
come
s-
with.
Oh dear. I had just gotten back on your husband's good side. Well, not bad side.
I don't know what his side is anymore.
He was less likely to murder me.
Yeah.
Look, you solve that whole mess of a thing that you've got going on by all means.
She looks down.
I am more than happy to have you. But take care of that first. For them, and because it's going to be really annoying if I wake up every night to one of them having shown up in the middle of an argument.
Yeah, you'll get constant these.
I will be really annoyed.
I'll let you know.
Delightful. When you're ready, I'll tell you where I am.
If you want, I have another offer. My family is at least most of them, from what I can remember, ones I'm close to, was in the Feywild. If you want to go there, it's on
It
offer.
might be an accelerated learning process, place to do with some accelerated learning.
Time does weird things there.
That could be fun.
I'll get back in touch.
All right.
Think about it.
All right. Anyway.
And she flies back down.
Oh, yeah. Tanya lands.
All right, darling.
Yes.
Hello again.
Hi.
Insight check on Titania.
Yeah.
That's a wisdom save.
I know the wisdom save was whether or not Gent needed to do do an insight check on Titania.
Gotcha. Tanya is very clearly not okay.
What? Yeah. What
She
on a
just
20?
lies
What?
straight to your face.
Like insight doesn't give you mind reading powers, but very
Right, yeah.
clearly not
Mhm.
okay.
He's been ignoring all of this. He's been upset since when they started their talk, and that did not get resolved when she interrupted things with the hey, something's happening over on the other side of the divine barrier.
Gent's gonna pull Titania aside if he can.
Sure.
And he'll look her dead in the eyes. Tell me what you're feeling. Or what you're thinking of doing, or...
I'm thinking of going and helping Sin recover whatever strength they can get to.
All right. Do we have a plan?
Doing this.
Doing
Valdeth,
what? Oh, no, absolutely. But yes.
About you're
She is in the middle of talking with Sable and is like, 1 second. Puts the pearl back in.
Kent and I are having a conversation. I think you should join.
All right. Be right back. And Valith walks over to the other two.
I want to go and make sure that Sin is not going to be consumed or taken over by whatever is in that staff that they have, like they asked me to.
Valith, like, face stone for a second, but nods, sort of thinking.
This, with gestures towards
Sable?
Sable. That is a partnership that I do not feel willing to make. We saw in Everstone what that did.
Oh, and I haven't fucking forgotten.
Okay.
That's fair. Honestly, if her god wasn't dead, I'd be much more concerned.
Unfortunately,
That's reassuring. Thank you. Both.
That one also true. And unfortunately, in the grand scheme of things, a cleric of a dead god of murder versus the one who murdered that god. There's not really a balancing point between that.
I'm sorry, that bit lost me.
There's one weighs much heavier than the other. There's no way to say those are equal. There's no way to say that working with the cleric of the dead god of murder is by far less of a problem than letting the one who killed that god continue doing their thing.
It mainly concerns me what this might mean for what this group is willing to do in the pursuit of our goal. Thinking
in the bigger picture, Titania, rejecting this individual's offer to join us is letting them wander free without supervision.
I don't like it any better than you do, darling.
Me either.
But I wake up every day knowing that there is a pistol pointed at the head of this world. And aware of the fact that I might have to put my body in between the two. And I might have to put all of your bodies in between the two. And that doing so is unlikely to stop the gun from going off, but it might at least stop the bullet. And it is a unfair travesty that we find ourselves in that situation through no fault of our own. And I look at the stories and legends that have built this world, and in them, I find that sometimes there are people whose job it is to take the loss in order that the story can continue. And I want to have there be as few of those people as possible, but I know that I can't necessarily guarantee that it's zero.
Yes.
Now, currently, we apparently have two things that stand in our favor to at least make this some semblance of a winnable fight. One of them has wandered off because they lost the lion's share of their power.
They didn't wander off. They left.
And they left with probable intention. I didn't ask Sin very much about the plans, but they are not the sort of person that just goes off to sulk.
No.
If getting them back on the board requires us to let the other one follow them, two weapons is better than one when the fight does land.
Although
I'm not a fan of both of you being gone from the rest of the party. But if that's what needs to happen, that's what needs to happen.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Sen, but I can transfer the mark to any weapon, right?
Yeah, but that doesn't
Or is
make
it
a god
tied
killer.
to this?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No,
I thought it was specifically
no, you can
Titania's
transfer.
scythe.
You can transfer the mark to any weapon.
Mhm.
But that doesn't make the weapon a god killer.
It says 0 hit points, wish or true resurrection spell only.
Yeah.
So,
No, that the mark is the thing that makes it kill God.
Oh, is
Yeah.
it? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The scythe could do that. The scythe could do that by itself. The scythe could deal damage to gods and kill them through damage. The mark gives you another way to do it.
Yeah.
So does the mark of war.
Oh, okay. I did not know that.
Yeah. So I was going to say, Aether might not have made it clear, but yeah, no.
I didn't realize that it could do that either.
It ignores immunity to damage.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay. So, okay. I
So
understand now.
when Git said his gun wouldn't do shit to a god, he was unintentionally lying.
Okay. Well, hey, he feels much better today.
You have found more than one way to skin a god.
I can transfer this.
Counterpoint. Of all of us, the person that I'd rather still be here is the person who can bring the dead back to life. I don't disagree that someone might want to go with Sin to help them recover their powers. Maybe not the person who can bring our dead back. Do we fucking trust the blood cleric to revive the dead? If you'd like to send me along with them, I can.
And with that heavy thought weighing Titania down, we're gonna let it percolate for a week.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And and see you all next time. Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Dear God, what have I started?